ETH is pumping, everyone's euphoric, and my DMs are full of one question. Nick, what should I rotate into? You're asking the wrong question. First, you need to ask, when should I rotate? Because if you get that part wrong, it can set you back an entire cycle. Then you need to ask, what should I rotate into? Today, I'm going to answer both of those. First, we're going to talk about when I'm rotating, the exact signals I'm looking for, then the alts I'll rotate into as alt season progresses. I'm going to give you my exact process, my triggers for rotating out of ETH, and the two narratives I'm targeting when those triggers get hit. If that sounds good, smash that like button and let's crack into it. This video is for informational purposes only. Crypto assets are high risk and not suitable for retail investors. This video is not intended for a UK audience and nothing I talk about should be construed as financial advice. Seriously. All right, before we even talk about new tokens, let's talk about ETH. Everyone wants to know if we pull back from here or if we're going to smash through that all-time high and just keep going. I'm going to tell you what I think in a second, but first, let me show you a crazy pattern I found. You don't want to miss this part. Now, you have two schools of thought when it comes to Ethereum's next move. You have guys like Benjamin Cowan, who I have massive respect for, saying that ETH is going to tap its all-time high, then reverse for a few weeks in September. He thinks that alts might die again, and then maybe they rally at the end of the year, maybe not. That's one school of thought. And I'm pretty sure I got that right about Ben, but maybe someone correct me in the comments if I've got his thesis a bit wrong. Then you have another school of thought that has seen the pattern I'm about to show you and thinks ETH is about to blast through its all-time high, and alt season is starting right now. Because last time this pattern triggered, it led to a 50x in many alts, like Solana, for example. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you the exact pattern happening right now. But first, you need to understand why 90% of traders are going to miss this setup completely. So I'm going to take you back to Jan 25th, 2021, when ETH first reached its previous all-time high for that cycle. What happened? It turned around and it lost momentum. That exact week is important. Remember it, Jan 25th, 2021, right? Because when we look at the total free ETH chart, which we're now calling alt be back chart, the alt be back chart, we can see that on that date, this chart had bottomed. It had hit 1. And when this chart bottoms, it means that the market cap of ETH is equal to the combined market cap of all the alts below it. And that's unsustainable. ETH is too big. ETH is overvalued at that point. So of course, back in 2021, on the week of January 25th, it turned around. It dumped from its all-time high. But today, my friends, this chart is at 1.45. It's not at 1 yet. ETH is not overvalued yet. So there is a chance that it just smashes through this all-time high and it keeps going. There's a chance that it pumps harder, then it stalls out in a few weeks from now and dumps. This scenario would propel us into alt season because it would result in our main triggers going off. And what are those triggers? Well, this is your checklist. First, I want to see ETH break its all-time high. I mean, that's the obvious one. Second, I want to see total free ETH hit this level here, 1. I just explained why that's important, not going to get into it again. Third, I want to see ETH dominance hit 16%. Why? Because this is an important resistance area for ETH dominance and it often reacts here. This inflection point was the trigger for alt season last cycle, so I'm watching it again. Fourth, I want to see total E100 ETH bottom. This is a weird chart, but this chart is important because it shows us low caps versus ETH. Total E100 is the total market cap minus the top 100. So this shows us low caps versus ETH, and it's bleeding hard right now, but it will bottom when the final part of alt season starts, the blow off top. So that is my final signal. And that's when I'm going to start rotating into the low caps. So we have our checklist, but here's the thing that's going to shock you. We're closer to hitting all 4 of these than you think. Let me show you exactly where we are right now. So if ETH breaks and holds above its all-time high, it's going to trigger the first of these. But the question remains, do we actually hold above all-time high on this push? Do we actually break it on this push? Or are we going to get a pullback when it gets there? What do you think? Comment below. I really want to know what you guys think. Are we going to smash through all-time high or are we going to get a pullback right now? Now, my prediction is that when we get to an all-time high, which we're very close, maybe it happens by the time this video goes up, we're going to get a bit of a correction. It might pop over it a little bit, but I think we're going to get a slight pullback. From my experience, when you get to major levels like this, all-time highs, there's often just a small pullback, and that's healthy, guys. I think we're probably going to get a pullback for around about 2 weeks, something like that, not for the whole of September. But guys, look, it doesn't bloody matter. If we break this week or if we break in 2 weeks, I think alt season is so close that we can finally feel it. And I'm preparing my rotation plan because when my triggers are hit, I'm going to execute. And where is my capital going? For me, it comes down to 2 narratives that have the power to dominate this cycle, RWA and AI. Now I'm going into more than those, but those are my 2 key areas I'm looking at right now. Why these 2? Because this cycle is the institutional money cycle, not the retail money cycle. RWA and AI are 2 of the top institutional narratives, so let's break them down. First up, real world assets, RWA. This isn't just a narrative, it's the bridge between trillions of dollars in traditional finance and blockchain tech. And the big boys are coming to this. BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, they're already here. But where there's two of these bastards, more are going to come. The Boston Consulting Group predicts that this market's going to grow by 600 billion, from 600 billion rather, to nearly 19 trillion by 2033, which is just an insane number. That's not even a 10x, that's just like a 30x on this entire sector. When you see numbers like that, you need to pay attention. So here's the RWA plays on my watch list right now. And actually, we need to talk about one more thing first. Remember how crypto cycles work? We talk about them in most videos, me and LOC. It's a rotation. Just like in the famous alt-season diagram, path to alt-season diagram, money rotates from BTC to ETH to large caps, mid caps, then low caps. So today I'm sharing one mid cap, one low cap, and one micro cap degen play. When my first few triggers start getting hit, like ETH breaking its all-time high, ETH dominance reaching 16%, and total free ES ETH bottoming at 1, I rotate into mid caps. When signal 4 triggers, total E 100 ETH bottoms, I rotate into the low caps and the micro caps. Okay.